Hi, it's Mr. Evan from Belmont Hills Library with your Thanksgiving/fall craft. We'll be making turkey cones today. You can see this is my turkey cone, which I made earlier, but I'm going to show you how to make them. The first thing you're going to do is actually sign up for this and get your kit. And your kit will have a piece of brown paper. Now, see, this is a little bit less brown than your paper will be because I actually ran out of brown paper. Have a little smaller bit of red paper, an even smaller bit of orange paper, some white paper, and a little bit of thread. And here's how you're going to make a turkey cone. So you're going to start with this because this is going to be the body of your turkey. And what you want to do is actually cut this in sort of a half circle shape. Now that's a little hard to do by hand, but I have a little trick that will help you do it. First thing you want to do is sort of fold the two corners of the long side together and just crease this spot here just a tiny bit. You don't have to squash it in. You just want to crease it so you get the idea of where the center is. Okay, so see there's just a little crease there. And now when I fold it out, you can see just that little bent bit. Because that's how you're going to tell where to put your thing to make your circle. Now, you're going to use this bit of string. Now, I tried to cut these bits of string to be about half the distance on the thing here, about halfway from here to here, but some of them came out a little long. What you're going to want to do, though, is use the string from the same spot. So in this particular case, I'm going to sort of act like it's this long. I'll hold the rest of it in my thumb. Act like it's this long. Now, if you hold your thread right at the beginning, right at that little notch we made earlier, and you go out like this. If you hold this space and you just go down like this and then come up the other side, you're going to make a circle. It's a half circle. It's going to go like this. And it's going to be the same distance because the end of this, where your thumb is the same length. See, it's that length here, but it's still the same length here, and it will still be the same length on the other side. So what you're going to do, though, so that you can do this easily enough, is get a pencil. And you're going to take your pencil, and you're going to put the pencil right here, where we had the end of it, and you're going to use this thing to keep the pencil at the same length distance. When you go like this, you'll just draw the pencil line on here. Now, this is a little hard to do holding up like this. It's much easier to do on your table here. So I'm going to show you. We're going to see if it'll work to see how you can do this. So what I'm doing, I put my thumb here, I put this here, I put the pencil right at the end here. Pull this thing out and make sure it's right into the corner. And then I put the pencil down and I'm just going to go right around like this. And you'll see, after doing that I've got a sort of semicircle. Now, the semicircle doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough so that you can cut a circle out. That's the next thing you're going to do. You're going to sort of follow your thing here. And again, don't worry if it's absolutely a perfect half circle. It doesn't actually have to be a perfect half circle because the circle part here is actually going to be the bottom of the cone. So it's actually just going to be what sits on the table. So we're going to sit and cut this out, and we're going to do our best to, stay with the line. But, as I said, you don't have to be absolutely perfect with it. Just cut it out as best you can. And one of the things you can do, if you happen to have it, when I was growing up, I was young, every kid who went to school had what's called a compass. And a compass was a piece of plastic that was a semicircle like this that you could just put down and trace your line right around the outside. So if your parents have a compass, you can do that instead of using the thread. It'll make a nice, neat cut. But as you can see, following along in the circle I made, you get a pretty good half circle here. Now, this is what you're going to turn into your cone. And how are you going to turn it into a cone? Well, you're going to take the two pointy bits and you're going to try to fold one underneath the other. And you'll notice that that little notch where we made is actually going to be where the point of your cone shows up. So you tuck these underneath here, and you make this as pointy as possible. So part of it is sort of kind of folding your paper, bending your paper a little bit in to get that point really pointy there, and tucking one of the bits underneath the other. And then you're going to take a little bit of tape and you're going to put tape on the inside so that these two ends stay together. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take this, grab my tape, and put the tape on the inside. That's too much tape. We'll try a slightly smaller bit. Because the thing with this is you don't have to get it perfectly taped the first time. You get your first bit of tape in, see, like that, to hold the thing together, and then you can do some more taping. And so we'll put a second bit of tape on the inside so it stays together. Now, you'll notice that I have a little bit of hangout here. So what you can also do is put a little bit of tape, tiny bit of tape on the outside. Now don't worry if the tape shows, because this is going to be the back side of your cone, so nobody's going to be looking at that side. So we're going to put a little tiny bit of tape on the back here. And now we have a cone. And the back side is here. You can see that this is fine. But this is okay because you're going to actually be putting something in there. So you don't really have to tape the top, just enough tape to hold it together. And this is the front. This is where you're going to put your turkey. Make your turkey face. All right. Well, what's the first thing we want to put on a turkey face? Well, you can do this in one order. You can do it from top down or from bottom up. So I'm going to actually do it from the bottom up. So the first thing we need on a turkey is a beak. And you're going to make it out of your little bit of orange paper here. Now the quickest way to make a beak is fold this piece of paper in half. Doesn't have to be perfect, a perfect fold. It just needs to be in half so you get a nice straight line here. Now see, this is the folded half right there. You're going to actually take a scissors and you're going to cut a triangle into the folded half here. One cut like that. And then another cut going like this to make your triangle. And it should come out. And you'll